Hey, cat. Okay, now let me get some readings done. Enough is enough. I am cutting my. Enough is enough. I am cutting my. My channel. Choose from. I gotta stop playing with y'all. Headache. It's on my website, WanderingSparrow.com, and we're seeing that if, what, get me out. And January. All right, so let's get into it. Option number one. How are option number two is the Empress. Option number three is the Sun. So option one, the Moon. Option number two, the Empress, and option number three, the Sun. If you chose option number one, let's get to it. Option number one, oh, wait, no, I thought about this in the comments.
Hey, Black with a Roll. I did not see the what you call it. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? They said the food is on the way. Let me see. Arrives at 2:20. Oh no, 2:36. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes away. So somebody go downstairs and just wait. Okay, you remember the pen? What the pen say? Yep, that's the pen. And the person name is Eric. They driving a Ford Fusion hybrid. Y'all don't know what cars are. But his name Eric. And he got a silver car, Ford. All right, keep me on the phone until you got it, and then let me know you got it, and then I'll get off. Huh? I said keep me on the phone until you get the food, and then after that, after you get it, then I say yeah. Then y'all put on a movie. Get the movie up first before you start eating, so y'all can have the movie and the food going. Yeah, they 1 minute away. What movie y'all watching? Oh Lord. Oh my God. Y'all don't want to watch something better than that? Less boring? Jeez. I mean, it's okay. It is a kiddie program, so. Who is this me? Oh, girl, wait, go back. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, hold on. Hey, Black with a Roll, give me 1 second. I'm just taking care of this phone call. Whenever you're ready, Black with a Roll, give me your first question. I'm here. I'm just taking care of this phone call. Give me 2 seconds. All right, my fault. My fault. Had to take care of some stuff. Oh gosh. Let's get into it, Black Widow Roll. I'm doing that plus trying to get this reading out. I didn't see your and I usually have my comments up on the screen. I didn't see the comment, but I'm gonna drop a reading really soon, like in the next 5 minutes. Well, not five, but when I get done with your questions. What are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Do that. All right, let's get into your question. Hmm. Can I do that? Oh, I can do that. Sorry, I'm over here making this, saving this edit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Okay. Why it took me that long to come to that conclusion, but there we go. Okay, here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I know I keep saying it. I'm ready for real. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right. Let's see. Whew. Now I'm ready. What school would be a better fit for me? University of North Dakota or Oregon State University? I'm looking for flexibility, easier classes, opportunities after school, and greater ROI. It's for my engineering program. Girl, I've been preparing for school and I'm learning math again. Are you, when I tell you, child, that's how I know God is real because now money I can count. But other stuff, baby, might as well be teaching me a foreign language. I was horrible at geometry when I was younger. I'm gonna learn to love math. Amen. You know what works? I've been doing a lot of mirror work, and it's very powerful. Like you gotta watch what you say in the mirror. Like really, like what I've started realizing about mirror work, it makes me, yeah, you gotta watch what you say in the mirror. That's all I'm gonna say. Just say what you want, say what you don't want. Don't say what you don't want, I mean. So the mirror is powerful. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change the let's see. What would be a better fit for me? University of, okay. Universe, Spirit Guide, and the Ancestors, thank you for channel messages. What would be a better fit for Blackwater Road? What would be a better fit for Blackwater Road? University of North Dakota or Oregon State? Give me two cards. What would be a better fit for Blackwater Road? University. How would University of Dakota be for Blackwater Road? How would the University of North Dakota be for Blackwater Road? Give me two cards. How would the University of North Dakota? We have the, hold on 1 second, my plug-in is. How would the University of North Dakota be for Blackwater Road? We got the King of Pentacles in the upright. How would the University of North Dakota be for Blackwater Road? We have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. How would the University of Oregon be for Blackwater Road? We have the King of Wands reversed. How would the University of Oregon be for Blackwater Road? We have the Eight of Wands in the upright. Okay. I see ease in both of them. I see ease in both pathways. So essentially, it's going to come down to, you know, basically like classes, things that one school offer over the next, because there's ease, but it's in different interpretations. So King of Pentacles is establishment. So in North Dakota, for North Dakota, you got the King of Pentacles in the upright, you got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Pentacles, you're going to feel your most established, you know, secure, I should say. Not, you'll feel established both places. You'll feel your most secure at the University of North Dakota. Like, I don't know if this is because of the program, what it's offering, but you're feeling very stable here. Here's the interesting thing. I don't know how you feel about this. I've never thought about it. Honestly, like the Dakotas, you know, like we know it's 50 states, but the Dakotas, you know, it be slipping my mind. But you might have an opportunity to move to the Dakotas, you know, like after, you know, for work opportunities, you know, and it wouldn't be necessarily a bad life. And then remember, you can always travel, you know, if the Dakotas ain't, you know, if it's like, ooh, I need to figure out some stuff, you know, I need to fill a party real quick, you can always travel somewhere. But if you were to go to the University of North Dakota, you know, online, this would possibly open up a West Coast move. That's what I'm getting with that one. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse tells me that the program, either things are coming easier for you because, you know, it's like you're just grasping it all, which you will, or it's just an easier program. And it feels like, I don't know how prominently, you know, like when I say prominent, like I know all the states have really good schools, but when I say prominent, you know how like you can have Ivy Leagues, but there's some Ivy Leagues that are more populated than others. You know, like you got your, you know, everybody wants to go to Harvard, everybody wants to go to Yale, you know, but then you also have other Ivy Leagues where it's like it's the same prestige, but it's not the one that everybody goes to. That's what I feel like with North Dakota. Like it feels like there's more hands-on simply because it doesn't feel as crowded, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting with that one. Like it doesn't feel as, like you get lost in a crowd type energy. It feels like, like there's more care. There would be campus travel. I do feel a trip to North Dakota, like, like a meetup, or how like when it's like when you do online programs and it's like, oh, the program wide conference each year is over here and over there. Excuse me. The program wide conference is over here, over there. That's the type of energy I feel with that one. So all I know is North Dakota might lead you west. Might lead you west. Which, I mean, to be honest, I don't know much about North Dakota, but when I think of the vibration of it, feels peaceful. Like it's peaceful, So that's what I got with that one. Would Oregon be a better fit? Now, Oregon, westward. Oregon, King of Wands in the reverse and the Eight of Wands. The program will move the fastest with the University of Oregon. But it's something about the King of Wands in the reverse. It's not as established. No, that's not the word. It's not as stabilized as North Dakota. Now at the end of the day, my strong suggestion is that you go where your heart and intuition is pulling you. So regardless of what the two, if your heart is with one over the other, you got to go with that because it's something there for you. You know what I'm saying? Because me telling you, oh, this is going to be this way versus that way may not, you know what I'm trying to say? You know how it's like, I can give you two options. I can be like, this is the cheapest, and then this is cheaper than this option, but this option may be better all the way around. So it's like, you can pay $25 more. This is like total protection, or you can, wing it. But if something happens, you liable for a crazy amount of money. You get what I'm trying to say? It could be like that. So at the end of the day, you want to choose what your intuition is really pulling you towards. But experience wise, the Oregon situation would go quicker. There's ease with the King of Wands in the reverse, but he's in the reverse. I feel like, I don't know, something about Oregon, like, because the King of Wands, he's excited. And don't get me wrong, you're going to be excited about school regardless, but it's something about the King of Wands being in reverse where it's like, you said, makes sense. By the way, I'm listening. I'm just at work. No, you're fine. You're fine. Same thing. I mean, I'm not working right now, but I have things that, when you came in, I was on a call. Because I got logistics that I'm handling with my niece and nephews. They're on spring break. So, and then one of them birthday today. So we were making sure they got some, little food, little treat. And I wanted to make sure that the delivery person would not, what you call it, snake them because their kids answering the door. Because the oldest, well, she's a teen, but still, they still kids. People try stuff. Want to make sure the food got done. But anyway, long story short, Oregon, King of Wands reversed. It's like, I want to say with Oregon, you're fulfilling a duty, but you don't feel as connected to the institution. That's what that is. So you're fulfilling the duty, whereas something about North Dakota, like, I don't know if you ever had but it's something about North Dakota that feels very connected. You feel connected to North Dakota, or you feel more ingrained. It feels like a more like, all-encompassing experience. Well, as Oregon feels like, okay, I'm just choosing. But of course, you've been doing your research, so you know why, Oregon will make sense for you as opposed to, somewhere else. So that's why I said when it all comes down to it, I see ease in both, and it's crazy how you got the Eight of Pentacles in one spread, you got the Eight of Wands in another spread. So there's ease in both, but it depends on, ultimately what you're trying to get. So it's like, yeah, go with what's going to be the best option, not the option, necessarily that seems, you get what I'm trying to say? That's why I use that example of like, you could be, you can get an insurance plan. This covers the basics, but for $25 more, this covers everything, and it's like with this, if something was to happen, well, damn, you liable for $500, you know. But you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed with this one, this covers everything. If anything happens, boom, you don't even got to worry about the 500. So that's what that one is. So that's what I see with that one. I see you can go with either. I would say go with what your intuition is pulling you towards the most, because both. And the reason why I'm saying that too is because both of these are giving kind of, they're not giving bad options. You can go with either or. So at this point, it's going to boil down to what program, classes, and whatnot is each program offering that you really want to like, oh, I really want to get into that, So it's going to go down to that one. That's going to be your best choice. But I feel a lot of strong energy towards North Dakota, like strong. I'm curious now, what's in North Dakota? Now I want to know what's in North Dakota. So you're fine, Black Widow Road, whenever you're ready. Give me your, okay. Whenever you're ready, give me your second question. No rush, because I'm over here doing double time, so you good. Oh, my nose is itching.
Like, subscribe to this channel. I can privately.
All right, Black Widow Road, whenever you're ready, no rush though. Give me your second question. In the meantime, I'm just doing some uploads, getting readings out. Read, face, heart, break. Tell me what you think is going on. You said, okay, I'm back. Thanks for the first question. Absolutely, whenever you're ready. I'm just updating Insta. What? Want to give me the background I want? I don't want this. I want that. Hmm. Love ain't mistakes. Tell me what you think is going on. All right, let's get into some bachelor degrees. Bachelor degree. Bachelor degree. All right, here I come. All right, here I come, Black with a roll. All right, here I come. Tell me what you think is going on. Mm. All right, let me get into it. On the right track, but I'm missing something. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Leah, how are you? Happy, oh, I'm gonna say happy Tuesday. Happy Monday. All right, I don't have access to financial aid currently, so I'm paying my first bachelor's degree out of pocket. It's not expensive. It's only 4K. Okay, girl. When you said that, I said, "Ooh." I see you. Midnight. What room is this cat in? Midnight. Um, if I pay the first bachelor's degree in full and graduate, will FAFSA give me access again to my financial aid so I can apply to use it again? I'm gonna need it for my second bachelor's. Let's see, Universe, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors, messages. Spirit Guides and Ancestors of Black Widow Road. If Black Widow Road pays for her first bachelor, will financial aid give her access again so that she can use it to pay for her second bachelor's degree? Give me 2 cards. Will financial aid give her access to pay for her second bachelor's? We have the Ace of Swords and the upright. We have the Moon card and the upright. We have the Tower card in the reverse. Okay, I got your message. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, here's the deal. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You would be able to gain access to financial aid again, but it wouldn't be seamless. So what I'm getting is, yes, okay, you're paying off your first bachelor's, boom, 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 boom. Ace of Swords in the upright. Communication, initiation, legality, doing things in order. Excuse me. Doing things in order. So that's overall the answer is yes, but it's not a 1, 2, 3 yes. Like it's not a, yeah, all you gotta do is just boop it, boop, boop, boop. And then, here's financial aid for the second one. Moon card talks about there's confusions that need to be cleared up. I don't know what those confusions are, but there's things that need to be cleared up. That's what I'm getting with that one. Tower card in the reverse tells me, like once again, this goes in with the moon card. There's things that need to be cleared up. There's some things that's like not in order or needs to be placed in order or basically fleshed out from the first time you went off to school and utilized financial aid. That's what that is. So there's some things that need to get ironed out. 6 of Wands is also a yes to this answer. But it's saying it's a yes, but it's either you're not getting the same amount. Like it's yes, you're not getting the same amount, or 6 of Wands, like you won't have access to the same amount, but you will, or 6 of Wands in a reverse. It's something to it, not a bad something, just something to it, like it's not as free flowing as it was when you first went away and used financial aid, but it's not terrible either. Now, this could look, depending on what your second degree is, it could, depending on what your second degree is, it could be the degree itself. Remember in July, that certain person has made certain degrees non-fully covered by financial aid, because that's what this is. It's like, so the answer is yes, you will be able to get financial aid again for the second degree, but it's something about it's not difficult, but I feel like you're not getting a full amount. That's the best way I can explain it. Like if your degree costs 10 grand, oh, you were right here the whole time in it. If the degree costs 10 grand, the most you can get from it is like half to maybe 7. So it's something here. Like I said, I don't feel craziness, but it's something here. So I would say, I appreciate the work you said. Thank you, Spirit. I'm saving my third question. Are you coming on tonight? I am coming on tonight. So you are perfectly fine. Work is picking up again, TTYL, if you come on tonight. Yes, I'm coming on tonight. And then come back to this question when you get the chance. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish it out. So you go to work, I'm gonna finish this out because I gotta finish out the thought. Yeah, it's something to it. It's not a bad thing. The best way I can explain this is if your degree costs 10 grand you'd get 5 at least to 7 grand. So we're talking about like 70% of the degree cost is what you can get. It doesn't feel like it's difficult to get this, but I do feel like there's a stipulation here of sorts. And what's coming to mind is the fact that, you know, that there's that new decree that certain degrees are no longer coverable for financial aid, at least for these next 2 years or whatever. Terrible. But that's what I'm getting with that one. So it might be a situation where you want to check the money out. But essentially, yeah, you would get access. You would get access, but it's something here. It's like it's not quite the same as it was. Like you won't be able to get as much as you did the first time, but you'll still basically you'll be able to cover the degree for the most part. Like it wouldn't be a struggle, but something has changed. That's what that is. And I feel like it might have to do with the fact that there's some programs that have been demonetized, some degrees that they have taken the funding from. So check into that one because it's like it's something here that's a miss. But all I know is it's not a terrible thing. It's not a non-doable thing. It's just kind of like, I see that. That's okay. It's like that. But that's what I got for you. You said I appreciate your work. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Um. So yeah, and y'all. In the meantime, let me get out this reading. Did I ever make the reading go live? Not the background. I want Magic Studio Pixel. Not background. Effects. There we go. Now what are you gonna do? So they are supposedly moving back to NYC. They're acting weird. Ah, dun, 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 dun. Of course they are. Of course they're acting weird. And now all of a sudden they moving back. I promise you to goodness. Oh, I did release it. I promise you, had y'all still, you said they're saying they're moving out by the end of March because they ain't trying to pay nothing. I promise you, had y'all said it was okay for them to just chill there, it would be September. And they would still be in Florida. Funny. And then and that's the other thing too. So you just picking up and leaving your life. I thought y'all had a life going on out here in Florida. Or did the feds catch up? What's going on? Hold on. Said Jamel said they are selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Whenever you're ready, Lulu. Okay, so is either one of them working? Like, what's the disconnect? What's the disconnect here? You know? All right, here I come, Lulu. There we go. Now what am I? Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. Ooh, got the reading out. Come on, come on, come on. Now what am I supposed to do? Where my cards go? Oh. When I want you in my world, I want you in my world. First time I saw you, boy, there was a woman from the time. Okay. Woo, shish. Okay, they are saying they are moving out by the end of March. Jamel said they are selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. None of them are working. Jamel's friend suppose he trades, and my cousin supposed to work from home, but Jamel never hears her at work. It's all quiet. Okay, what's my next club? Universe, Spirit Guides, and Answers. Thank you for channel messages. You can you can pretend a life. You can pretend all types of stuff when you're not in the room. Universe, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors. Thank you for channel messages. Spirit Guides and Ancestors of Lulu. What's Lulu's next club? Spirit, give me 2 cards. What's Lulu's next club? 3 of Wands and the upright. Something's in the near distance. That's what I'm getting with that one. Something's in the near distance. There's definitely movement. And it's placed around the ending of this program. So you're not being held not hostage. You're not being placed on hold. This is more so, allowing things to get in order. You got what? Another 5 weeks left in this program. Universe, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors, tell me more. What's Lulu's next club? What's Lulu's? Leave a channel messages. Lulu's next glow up. You have a 2 of Swords in reverse. This is decisions. So your next glow up is essentially wrapping up this program, going into you said it's an externship, going into your externship. This is yeah. You say yeah. I have 3 classes left. Thank God. I know you're ready to be done just in time for spring and then summer. So yeah, your next glow up is wrapping up this program, going into your externship. This is officially started. Well, you've already started your pathway, but this is officially starting. Like, you know how it's like, okay, you're in onboarding, you're reading the books, but you haven't actually started the position yet in terms of like the work. You're officially starting the work of the position. Universe, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors, tell me more. 8 weeks left. I know that's right. Tell me more. What's her next glow up? Give me 2 cards. What's Lulu's next glow up? Yeah. Knight of Pentacles in the upright. This is offers. All right. So we are on the work path, path of everything. LOL. That's what's going on with this one. Knight of Cups in the upright. So opportunities. So the doors are finally opening. Now you got partnership that's coming in two different factions. Partnership in regards to, signing contracts, work related, and partnerships in regards to romantic endeavors. Both of these things are moving at a steady pace. Nothing's coming at you in an overwhelming way, and nothing's fleeting. So it's not one of those, I better jump on this now. It's not one of those, I better jump on this now before I lose it. You're going to be A-okay. But your next glow up is definitely surrounding, like exactly what. So this is your confirmation. You're getting exactly what you set out to do. Exactly what you said you wanted. What's this? I see you, Lulu. Yeah. Your next glow up, you're getting exactly what it is that you said you wanted, what you said you were working towards. Your externship, everything is in order. And then there is I want to say job opportunity that's going to be on the horizon directly after that externship. No, this won't be anything that gets in the way of Florida, just things that make sure that life is still seamless while you're in place in, I was going to say New Mexico, while you're in place in New York. And then on the upside of that too, you have romantic energy here with this Knight of Cups, which I feel very strongly is still the Pisces. So, and no, the Pisces is not, over I told you what was going on with the Pisces. The Pisces needed time to get over some stuff. But the Pisces, as time continues to progress, the Pisces pretty much dropping, he's getting out his feelings, like he's in a good, I would say now he's ready to entertain, a new connection. Before then, it was too soon. So Two of Cups in the upright, partnership in work, as well as partnership in your personal life. And this is your financial situation increasing too. So, I mean, Three of Wands also talks about, it encompasses, a travel energy, things that are on the horizon. You might just be planning for your next trip, outside of the country for the end of the year. That's what I got with that one. So whenever you're ready, Lulu, give me your next question. I'm starting to get hungry. Starting to get hungry. Do I need to? I'm trying to think. I need to go to the store, or I could just chill. I'm like a needle set free. It said, when you see me starting to move my things, like my dog to Florida. Let's see. Universe, spirit, dancing, ancestors, yes. Lulu. Yes. Thank you for sharing message. When will Lulu start moving her things to Florida, spirit? Give me 2 cards. When will Lulu start moving her things to Florida, spirit? Give me 2 cards. When will Lulu? We have the 5 of Wands in the upright. The 2 of Cups in the upright. 5 of Wands is just talking about the current energy, it's conflicting right now. So it's not like anything is stopping you physically, but if you were to move it, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you were to go to Florida now to move your dog, it would be a miniature trip. You wouldn't be able to move much. It almost would kind of be like, if you just wait a little bit, we can do it like a little, moving haul, as opposed to just moving a few items. Spirit guides and ancestors, thank you for channel messages. When will she be able to start moving her stuff to Florida? 2 cards. When will she be able to start moving her stuff to Florida? When will she be able to start moving her stuff to the spirit? We have the Page of Cups in the upright. It's coming up. there's a little window gap that you'd have to be able to move, some practical items and your dog after you finish your program. That's what I'm getting with that one. And then you got the 7 of Cups in the upright. There's a bigger window gap coming up in, I want to say, July. So you got a small window gap in May, and then you have a larger window gap in July. Universe, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors Room. She'd be able to move her stuff to Florida. So you might be able to get the dog there in May. If not May, you'll be able to get the dog down there in July. And then we got a 4 of Wands in the upright. 4 of Wands is meeting up with July, so 4 months. Let me see. When is July? April, May, June, July. Yeah. So about 4 months, you'll be able to make a substantial move. Right now, there's like I said, there's a tiny little window where you be able to move like cutesy stuff, so maybe the dog and some stuff that like, okay, I want this, but it's not for my everyday. I can live without it for now. That's what I'm getting with that one. So May, sliver of time in May before June, and you have about a week to 2 weeks in July that I'm picking up on. Outside of that, you would be able to move outside of that, but it's more so the time feels a little bit more acute. Meaning, if you wait outside of that, you will have to either take off time, use PTO, take off time, and essentially get something done within a weekend. So it's like you're making a trip down on a Friday, you get there, and you coming back up on a Monday, that type of situation. Or it's given, again, I'm feeling another chunk of time in October, but once again, it will be upon you taking time off. You say, I want to start finishing my roomie. Yeah. So I see the nearest time I see is May. That's when you're going to have like the availability in time to do so. The next comfortable availability will be July. So we're talking about comfortable availability May, July, or May through July. After that, you'll have the availability to do so, but it won't be the same chunk of time. It would be, I got this weekend and I'm able to call off a day or two. That's what you have going forward after May through July. So May through July is super strong. Anything after that, you're going to have to set up a long weekend situation that's going to make sense for your schedule. But completely doable with all, completely doable with all circumstances. Oh, what is this? So that's what I got for you. That cat. He said, yeah, I plan on going for short days for a while I work and take time. Yeah. I was trying to see if I had to go to the store or not. You're so welcome. I'm over here checking out my cat going weird. First time I saw you, boy, it was a warm and sunny day. I'm always in love with you. I don't you away. And you smiled at me so awfully sweet. Anyway, that's what I got. Should I see you all? But like that conversation, but like Jesus. And let's move on to option. All right, option number. Like comment. What? soon. All right, Leah, whenever you're ready. All right. I got the little promo out for the, I'm out here doing double time. Let's see, got the promo going. Got the promo going. And then I'm going to get out of here. Probably after your questions, Leah. What is it about to be? 4 o'clock. Yeah. And then I'll be back tonight. Hey, Lily, how are you? Not the promo. There's no promo. No, the promotion of the reading. The promotion of the reading. Everything is still regular price. I'm over here. I'm doing too much at once. I'm trying to update Insta, update YouTube, and I need to just focus on the live. But I want this because if I don't do the, because you got to help the algorithm out now. If I don't do the little uploads, then I forget. Then the reading go flat, and I'm just tired of playing these YouTube games. Anyway, it's like supposed to be stressful. And then my cat is zooming around like he lost his ever-loving mind. There are discount codes in the comment section, though. I've been doing that. So there is a discount code on the website in the comment section of the reading for the private reads. Your person's feelings. Okay, now. Should I record a love reading while I'm here? I don't know. Leah, whenever you're ready, give me your next question. Because now I'm thinking too hard on the next readings. Thinking too hard. Thinking too hard. See, I got too many tabs open in my mind right now. Too many tabs are open. Just first time I saw you, boy, it was a warm summer day. I really hope you look my way. All right, what is the result of my absence / our most recent conference? Did you see the pick a card today? If you haven't read the pick a card yet, that pick a card is literally what would they feel in your absence. You can do some comparing. Okay. You saw it? Okay, I was about to say, oh my gosh. Okay, because that surely is the pick a card today. How would they feel in your absence? Okay. I'm coming from, oh, you just said I'm coming from watching your LOL. I spoke too soon. I should have read the next comment. Will they actually miss me / have regrets, or is it a relief? I'm coming from watching your recent video card on how. Okay. Universe, spirit guides, and enchantments. Just spirit guides and ancestors of Leah. How is her partner going to feel? How would, let's say, look, how would he feel in Leah's absence, truthfully, spirit? How, if she pulled away her energy, how would he feel in her absence, truthfully, spirit? Give me 2 cards. How would Leah's partner feel in her absence? We have the Hermit card in the upright. Hermit card is isolation, but it's not just isolation. I'm not just isolating just for the sake of isolating. I'm isolating to reflect. So it's reflection. It's healing too. Because the Hermit card, when he goes off, he's going off to kind of like, kind of like take things into account. Now, he also is slow moving. It's an earth sign. But at least it's work being done, if you get what I'm trying to say. So it's not like I'm just going off and, I'm going off, but you get what I'm trying to say? I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting on what's got me there. What would he feel in her absence? Hold on, y'all. Sorry. More business. Okay, I'm gonna finish your first question. Then I'm gonna check out this. No worry, I'm gonna get to the question. I'm not gonna rush through it though. But I'm just letting you know, when I finish your first question, Leah, I'm then going to look at this message because I have a business message that I had been waiting on. Then I'm gonna come back and do your second question. But no worries. Because I don't want you to think like I'm, just like, oh, here she go again. Absentee. But I was waiting on a message to come in, and so it finally dropped. Okay, so let's go back into it. So yeah, first card that came out was the Hermit. The Hermit tells me there's reflection here. So will your absence be felt? Absolutely. Universe, spirit guides, and ancestors. Leave it channel messages. Now, also too, well, you already know. That's why you got this reading, compare and contrast, because that outcome may not be your full outcome. Sometimes this is what I like to do. When I'm doing multi-questions in a tarot question, like the main question being, how would they feel in your absence? What are their next actions? What is the energy now? Sometimes, and I've done this several times, I'll ask the question of one, like ask the first question, what's their energy towards me? I'll get a completely different answer from, I'll get a completely different option. Then I ask the question again, what would be their next action? Like based on whatever the breakdown of the question is, boom. Sometimes I get a completely different, option for that. How are they feeling? Boom. So I would say that too, because it is a general reading. It may not be very much so tailored directly, like that might not be your final outcome. You get what I'm trying to say? So if it is a situation where it might help, because I honestly feel like you're going to get something different. Not crazy different, but I do feel like you're going to get an alternate answer in your reading than you did from the pick a card. You said absence make the heart grow fonder for the break energy. I'm wondering if he's just more relieved by. Okay. Let's see. Universe, spirit guides, and ancestors, name channel messages. Tell me more. How would he feel in her absence? Spirit being to her. How would he feel in her absence? Page of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Page of Pentacles in the upright, and this one keeps coming out. It's been tipping out as I've been shuffling. Finally came out. Death card in reverse. This is the beginning of transformation. So here's the deal. You disappearing, he knows exactly why. There's anxiety there because he's not prepared to lose you and he's not looking to lose you. So it's not a situation where, he's not prepared to lose you and he's not looking to lose your connection. Page of Pentacles tells me, okay, he's going off, he's retreating, he's reflecting, he's trying to figure out how to heal this. He's moving in as the page, he's taking the initiation steps, Once again, he's not a king yet, but that page energy grows into a knight, the knight grows into a king, So he's getting there. But the important thing here is the fact that your absence would definitely spark something in him that's going to create change. Because the Death card talks about, I realize I have to transform. I'm Death card reverse. I haven't made the transformation yet, but I know something's got to give or else, Universe, spirit guides, and ancestors, thank you for channel messages. How would her boyfriend feel in her absence? And 2 cards. 2 of Wands in the reverse, stagnant, a bit lost. 4 swords in the upright, stuck. And then we got the Strength card in the reverse, which talks about weakness. He wouldn't like it. Like, I do want to say the energy kind of feels like, there's parts of him that takes you for granted. Not because I don't love you, but because I feel like I got you, I know you're going to be here. Like, I feel like you're locked in, It's that. So it's like, me, where my heart is, like I'm making excuses. I also feel like, you've rationalized with me or you will, it's like a whole bunch of, it's a lot of things that people do when you're reluctant to change. You said, well, I'm glad it's not a relief. No, that's why I said, I feel like it's going to be something a little bit different than a generalized reading. Yeah, it's not a relief. Like he's not relieved, not his energy. That's why I said for you, try watching it again if you feel to. You don't have to, but if you feel to, try watching it again and asking pieces of the question, for other and see if you get other options because he's not relieved, you know. It's like I feel anxious. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the energy I feel is like, okay, would having not having a responsibility to check in on you, be with you, da da this, da da that, would that take responsibility? Basically, what I'm trying to say is you not being in his life only lessens the responsibility. It does not take away how he feels about you. You know, he feels if he thinks that he has insecurity issues now and you know little things going on with him now, he very much so feels like he's lost you, you know, in your absence. It definitely sucks. And it's one of those things where he realizes I have got to change. Because here's the thing that he's also realizing, this is a good thing. In losing you, it's not just losing you, it's losing it's the type of woman you are. I'm losing you, you know. If you was just like some fly by night hookup, even if he liked you, you know, it's like he can find another hookup. You're not a fly by night hookup. And then two, he knows what type of woman you are. And he also feels like there's a lot of things going on in his energy, the history. You know, do I want to start this all over again? You know, that's a lot of history to build up. A lot of I trust you, you know, that takes time. You know, so it's a lot of like, you know, it would force him to change because he knows that one, he'd lose you. Two, he doesn't feel it's not that he doesn't think that he would be able to get another woman and date, but he doesn't feel, you know, it's like, I don't think I'm going to get another you know? It's like, you know, so it is very much so tailored to you all's relationship in particular. Like he knows he has something special basically. And he knows he's taking it for granted, you know? So it would be a lessening of responsibility, but in no way would he be comfortable. Yeah, that's what I said. This is really good. In no way would he be comfortable in your absence. He's not like, ooh, ooh, I got a little break. No, 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 no. If anything, I feel anxiety. I don't know if he has anxiety that he deals with, but it feels his energy feels more anxious than not. Because like I said, it's you know when you jacking off something good. You know, you get somebody in your life who's understanding, you know, and you've been understanding more than enough times. And people, you know, it's like people take people for granted, you know, and essentially it's going to, you know, it's going to perk him up because in his mind, you get away. Like he doesn't, there's no, in his mind, you get away from him, you know? So that's what that is. Like there's no, you know, will she, you know, in his mind, you get away from him if he lets you go. So there's a lot of, is there reluctant, despite what he's doing, is he reluctant to let you go? Absolutely. He's very reluctant to let you go. He's not trying to do that. That's why too he was being so secretive and also trying to be standoffish because it's like I can't lose this, you know. So basically he knows he's being stupid and he has to basically find discipline in that, you know, because if he thinks he's feeling insecure now, oh, you said so uncomfortable. Yeah, he's uncomfortable either way. It's not a mm-mm. Because he's deeply emotionally attached to you. This isn't a like, woo, finally, I'm free. No, no. If he was in that, and I'm gonna tell you right now what's coming out in his energy. What I feel in him, if he was on that timing, y'all wouldn't have made it this far. He would have been let go. If it was like, if you didn't mean anything, you know, like if you were just another girl, he would have been let go. He would have been let go. And two, on top of that, not even just been let go, he wouldn't have even been trying to be faithful. It would have been like, okay, she catch me, you know, catch me if you can. So this is he truly, you know, despite his actions in the now, he doesn't take you as a joke, but he is taking you for granted. But that's not because of you. That's because it's like a kid in school, you know, the kids that are, you know, mischievous. It's like that child. You know, how many times do you need to be punished to understand that you are going to fail the second grade? Like, you know, so the consequences, he definitely would be like, damn. You said no longer take it for granted. Yeah. But remember, so yeah, so the page is telling me he's still taking those baby steps, but the fact that he's acknowledging the change and knowing that he has to take steps to the change is huge because I mean, you know, I've been around these parts for a long time. I've done readings like this for a long time. And let me tell you how many times I come across people who are in a situation like this and their partner is willing to change, willing to do the work. I mean, if you've been here to see some of these readings or a lot of these readings, I don't get a lot of readings like this at all. So that's what I got for your first one. Give me a second and I'll be right back. Type your question in the chat. I'll be right back. Let me listen to this man. Woo! And I'm back. Trying to think, should I take advantage? But I gotta go down. Should I go grocery shopping too? Tell me what you think is going on. Okay, okay. Oh God, everything is in order. Thank you, Lord. Okay. All is well in Townsville. Wait, let me make sure I don't hold on, because I can't miss the store closing, child. Or all won't be well in the town of Townsville. Whew. Okay. Amen. Okay, we are good to go. All right. Now I can answer your question without anxiety. All right. They mentioned they have a potential big money buy out from a company for their business. Nice. Okay. Oh, now you know. I ain't saying stay somewhere that's gonna give you grief, but don't leave before the money come in. You know, we playing chess, not checkers. You know, love is the bonus. Are they entirely truthful about this, or just their work/money situation in general? Would I see any of this so-called money spent on me? Right, right. Like I said, I'm not saying stay in a broken situation. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, because I will say that it doesn't sound like your situation is abusive, you know. And like I said, we got to be strategic about these things because you heard the song, ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long. I'll be damned if I see another chick or you. That song was about I put in too much work for you to be popping off and think you about to spend money on somebody else. Now I ain't saying that I'm not checking you for what you did. I'm just saying that, damn it, I want payment for my suffering. That's what that song was about. It was about, I see what you did. You were an asswipe. You took me for granted. But what you're not going to do is beat up when I went with you through the trenches and think you about to spend that elsewhere. See, you know what? I don't know if you heard of Shira 7, Leah, but I'm telling you, you gotta look her up. You gotta listen to her. Because like I said, I'm all for love. I am a lover's girl, love a girl, love a girl. But at the same time, I always say I don't have many regrets, but one of the things I do be regretting was in the past when I would like break up with folks before my birthday and before like major holidays, like to stick it to them. And it's like, that was so stupid. You know, get the stuff first, get the money first, then run. You know, that's what most people, they get the money and run. You know, they don't run before the money hits. You said I bought one of her, but you did? You love Shira. So yeah, so then you being a disciple of Shira, you know, she'd tell you, you know, make sure things are checking out first. And if it don't check out, then you check out. If it don't check out, then you check out. But if everything is checking out, you know, you can separate the heart from the brain. If it's gonna make sense, you say, yes, I'm still getting my birthday gift, but I also have access to his bank card. Okay, then that's what we talked about. So I bought myself nail products for my birthday. There we go. There we go. You don't want to suffer in silence. You don't want to suffer. If the suffering gotta, at the end of the day, I always say this. If the suffering is happening, the suffering needs to make sense. Not saying that your suffering is worth, you know, pain is worth money. But if the pain was inevitable, then once again, I should be able, at least be able to cry into my tennis bracelet. Like, it's gotta make sense. Okay. So let's get into this one. Let's see. Because yeah, if he's getting a big payout, let's see how does this gonna affect your life. All right, universe, spirit guides, and ancestors. Thank you for channel messages. Spirit guides and ancestors of Leah's partner. Spirit guides and ancestors of Leah. Let's first see if he's being truthful about his finances. Their work and money situation. So let's see if he's being truthful about the work money situation, and then we'll see if he's being truthful about potential buyout. And then we'll see if any of that money will trickle to you. Universe, spirit guides, and ancestors. Is Bill's partner being truthful about his work money situation? We have the Ten of Wands that came out in the reverse. We have the Five of Swords in the upright. Give me one more. Temperance in the upright. They're being truthful. There's some things that's projected. You know, when I say projected, I mean like it's a for sure bet if I do the work type stuff. Like I'm likely to make sales if I come on live to do a reading, you know? So that's a sure bet. If I don't come on live to do readings, if I don't produce content for people to see, you know, pick a cards for people to engage in, if I stop being active on my platform, I probably won't, you know, make any type of sales. So yeah, so it's like that type of energy. If we continue to put the work behind it, the muscle behind it, the expertise behind it, yes, everything is consistent. Because I feel like, yeah, there's patience. So his business and what they're doing is taking some patience. I do feel that it's taking dedication, but inconsistently building, it is paying off. I do feel that. So let's see, universe, spirit guides, and ancestors. Does he have a potential big money buyer for the company? Is that real? Is that truly a big 2 cards? We have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Ooh. Ace of Wands in the upper. Okay. Well, I got some tea for you too. Hold on. Well, I guess it would be tea for him, but tea. Do he have a potential payment in the upright? 7 of Pentacles in the upright. That's truth. That's truth. Now here's the deal with this. I feel like they got to strike where the iron is hot. We have the Wheel of Fortune reverse, which is a karmic energy. So this is not bad. It's like, yes, but okay, I'm going to try to explain this as best. So back in the day, who was it? I'm trying to think what company it was because, ooh, it was either PayPal, Google, and it's like big companies now. It was either PayPal, Google, or it was like, or YouTube. It was one of these like huge companies, right? Back in the day, um, I think this involved Yahoo. Yahoo had the chance to buy, what was it? It was like a major platform. I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna make up a platform because I can't remember what it is, but it's a huge platform that we have now. Like Amazon, like huge. Long story short, back in the day, or it might have been even Facebook, but back in the day, I think it was Yahoo had the chance to buy basically Google. We'll say Google because the company is on the level of Google right now, and it's very it's a very current popping company, and the wealth value is in the billions, right? They had the chance to buy the company. At the time, it was a newer company. Well, it might even be Airbnb, but anyway, at the time, it was a newer company. They had the chance to buy it for $880,000. No, I'm sorry, 880 million, something like that. Yeah, yeah, because it was under $1 billion, and they had the chance to buy it, which is a lot of money. They declined that offer. Because they didn't believe in the what you call it, or they, long story short, 2-3 years later, the company pops off, and now it's like worth like hundred billions of dollars, right? The company that did end up investing in it bought it, at that lower rate. It was still a lot of money for the sellers, for the people who sold it, but bought at the lower rate, and now it's like it's like one of the majorest companies in the entire world. Everybody uses it. I can't remember what documentary I was watching. That's what the energy I feel right here is. No, they should not wait to sell. Whatever this, they should not wait to sell because it's kind of like striking while the iron is hot. It's like you got to get this deal. Here's the thing too. Upon being able to make this deal, they'll have another product in the future that they'll be able to sell for a lot of money again. Like this isn't the end all be all. Like they make one thing, they sell it, and that was the best that I could do. No. But will they be nice and comfortable for a long time, whether they chose not to sell anything else? Absolutely. Like the people who sold WhatsApp to Meta, they doing okay. They ain't gotta work if they don't want to. They just do if they care to. You get what I'm trying to say? So here's basically what I'm saying. His company is worth a lot of money. A lot. And it's gonna, but a lot of money that it's worth is gonna grow into that after the sale, after they sell the company. However, though, they're going to get a really nice buyout for selling that company. Enough that, an ambitious person would keep working. Like it's not giving like Mark Zuckerberg, but it is giving the type of money that we all would aspire to. You know, you wouldn't have to do too much for a little minute. But in order to keep that money coming in, like he'd be able to buy a house and everything. But in order to keep that money coming in, hold on, I got my sister. Give me a second. I gotta answer this. 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, Leah. Sorry, I got a whole bunch going on at once. You say yes, he's tech. He was talking millions. Yes. Okay. So that's okay, good, because this is the energy that I'm getting. I'm getting millions. I'm not hearing, but here's the thing too. That's why I said whatever it is that his company is worth, it's going to be worth its full potential after the sale. So, he'll be selling it. But that's like anybody. That's like songwriters and producers. The song goes on to be 5 times platinum, but I sold you the song for 250,000. You know, like that's my rate, that's my fee. I wrote it, 250, I produced it rather, or wrote it, produced it, high end, 250,000. You go on to make 3 million from it, but that's still, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's what this is. So his company is worth a lot, but it's like, he's the writer, he's the producer. He's not gonna see its fullest potential. So let's say, he sells it, he's getting, I'm just putting a price on. I don't know how much in the millions, but let's say he's getting they were able to get 5 million from this deal, you know, low end, because I'm not sure exactly what it's worth. But let's say they were able to get 5 million from this deal. It's the type of business that will go on to profit 500 million. It's like that, or 100 million. Like it's worth a lot more than what is being sold for. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. And the Ace of Wands is saying strike where the iron is hot. Here's the other thing, because I don't feel like there's many people interested in it. Not because it's a bad thing, but just, like these things are hard to, the logistics of it. If it was easy, a lot of people would be selling their stuff left and right. you know the Hangman and the Seven of Pentacles also talks about investments. So that's what I said. So I'm not sure what the millions are. I do feel like it's on the lower end, but like I said, it's not enough money where he would never work again, but it is enough money where he has time to tinker and figure out what his next go round is. Like he can take his time and figure out what his next go round is. That's why I was like, an ambitious person will sell and go just as hard so that they can sell again, and this, that, and the other. So if he plays his cards right, do what he needs to do. That's what I'm getting. He said they want to play off another bigger company for, yeah. So that's what it is. It's like whatever this season is, strike while the iron is hot. That's what I got with that one. Strike while the iron is hot. This won't be their last go round in business sales. Like if he's ambitious, he'll have this again, and it'll be a bigger sale next time. So this isn't like, man, I made YouTube that one time, and no. But yeah, also too, like, yeah, so just also, if he could have any stakes in it, because you got the Hangman right there, if there's any stakes or something that he could still have, profitability from, whatever that looks like. Yeah, but he would do well. He's gonna do well. So that's true too. So he's telling you the truth about that. Now let's see. Will this money trickle down to you? Will he spend any of this money on Leah Spirit? Give me 2 cards. Will he spend any of this money on Leah? Give me 2 cards. Absolutely. Ace of Pentacles. Absolutely. 2 of Pentacles in the upright. Absolutely. I keep hearing the song Ring the Alarm. Once again, I'm not telling you to stay in an unhappy situation. I am saying maybe change your mental view of said situation. Maybe it's about changing your mental perspective of the situation. That's what I'm getting with that one. You don't have to compromise yourself in a way that you don't want, but with this being on the table, I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, I'm gonna be for real with you. With this being on the table, I'd play my cards right. Because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, dignity wise, if he was just, scratching his butt all day, dignity wise, I'd be like, girl, get up out of that. But knowing that this is going to benefit you as well, I want a piece of this pie. No, I'm not going to look the other way, but, same thing with Lauren and not that, but same thing with Lauren and like that, they were actively dealing with each other while they were in a relationship with other people. And I feel bad for Jeff Bezos' ex-wife because she's an upstanding woman. You know, I feel she's a good woman. She didn't deserve that. But it's one of those things where it's like Lauren went after money. She didn't go after Bezos, the man. His ex-wife went after Bezos, the man. She loved Bezos, the man, right? That was the ex-wife. Lauren likes Bezos, the Amazon mogul. She went after the money. And the reality of it is, in going after the money, you configure the thoughts are different because your bigger picture is something else. You know, it's not love and devotion, it's security and protection. So, like I said, if it makes sense for you, I'm not telling you to stick in something that isn't gonna, but if it makes sense for you monetarily, you know, but you have to figure out the tightrope to play because you don't want him to think that he can just treat you any kind of way. Like I said, Sheba taught you they still don't treat you any kind of way. They still don't treat you any kind of way. But at the same time, you're not. You get what I'm trying to say. Follow what Sheba would say in a situation like this, because you will always put your self respect first. That's 100%. But it's one of those things where it's like you're not. You know, like you ain't investigating for something you ain't trying to find. You ain't trying to have a conversation on. Because once again, this is about your comfortability, your stability. So that's the mind shift. I'm not saying don't love him, but the shift is now, what do we get out of this sale? You know? So it's like be strategic. Because the truth of the matter is too, another woman in your shoes, guess what? Guess what? Another woman who gets the chance to be in your shoes. Guess what? And he could be back and forth between you and her. And she'd be all types of, you know, because she knows the benefit of what she's trying to get, you know, but in no way do you let him think that he can have more than one, you know, and that he doesn't have to be faithful. Oh no, yes he do. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, this is one of those things where it's like you're showing him that you mean business, but at the same time, you know, I'm not gonna actually break up with you, but you pissing me off right now. I need space. Like one of them. You said, I hope he buys a home and moves me into it. I honestly, and I told you this before, I felt marriage in the energy. I do believe, but this also depends on what you want with him in the long run. But I do feel marital energy. I feel, you know, like you all are already strongly committed, but I feel marital energy. So that's the other thing too. Like, it's not, that's why I was like, he wouldn't, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not trying to throw you away. Like, he sees the value. Because another thing, like, there's other insecurities that rise for him. Like, damn, you know, like, it's one thing, like, ooh, I could pay for women. I could spend my money on women. And then you realize these women don't give a damn for you the moment the money stops. And now you feel other types of insecurities, you know? So it's a vicious cycle. That's why I say he got to go to therapy at the end of the day. Do he feel he'll pay for my student debt? Pay for absolutely. Oh, girl, absolutely. With that type of money, absolutely, absolutely. I feel honestly, like I said, I feel wedding. I feel that he would want to take it there. That's what I feel. Like I don't know how soon that will come, but it definitely feels like something that let's put it like this. You're not gonna be 35 and unwed, you know? I feel family there, you know? So it's like depends on what cards you're trying to play. Um, with this development being, look. If he was somebody else and he did not have this circumstance, I'd be like, yeah, don't let him play with you. With this circumstance being on the horizon, do not let him play with you. But at the same time, I would not drop the relationship before I know for sure if that deal is happening. Hell no. No, you're taking me with you. You're taking me with you. I don't care if Rihanna fell in love with you. You're taking me with you. Okay, we all together. I'm her girlfriend too. Ain't nobody leaving me. Ain't nobody leaving me. You taking me with you. Whatever. I will redefine love. Hey, it is what it is. He said maybe this money would make things progress a little bit further for us. I do feel like it would go into matrimony. Do you think he'd stay faithful with that kind of money? That's the toss in the air. That's the toss in the air. And once again, that's what I said, coming from Shira, school of thought. That's why Shira tells the women to prioritize the money. Because she said a lot of times, not that every guy's like this, because Jeff Bezos, you know, he may have cheated to get with Lauren, but he's not cheating on Lauren for what we know, you know? And I say if that multi-billionaire, trillionaire can be faithful, then who is everybody else, you know? However, though, not everybody has the same discipline. So, with that being said, he might run into temptation. That's why, you know, it's like you got to keep what you want out of this connection in the forefront. What are you getting out of this connection? You know, if it's love and he's not living up to that bargain, let go. If it's love and money and he's really coming in hard with the money, I don't even say don't let go, but just make it make sense. If it's just money, then girl, you don't even need to care. That man can be doing everything. As long as you pay for make sure the condo is paid for in full, you know, just hey. So it is one of those things where it's like, but here's the thing too. You don't make it seem like you aren't ever willing to let go because he's holding more onto your energy than you are. Even though it hurts, he's more stuck to you than you are to him. So, I mean, and here's the thing too. Even with him thinking like, oh, I can just go deal with this woman, deal with that woman. Yeah, you can. Okay. Go deal with her. But she's not me. She's not me. And the moment and these moments don't take forever in a year. These moments don't be 12 years down the road, 1 year down the road. These moments be like, hell, especially with today's mental capacity, these moments be 2 days, 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, I bet you ain't gonna find nothing close to me. There's a manifestation technique popularized by Neville Goddard. And essentially what it says is, essentially what it says is what you attract towards you is how you relate to it, you know, how you relate to it. So if you assume the position of being obsessed with you, everything else around you becomes obsessed with you. If you assume that only other feeling that your partner has is obsession with you, guess what? That's because you get your partner that you're getting is through the funnel of anxiety. That's the partner that you're manifesting. You know, I'm not saying you deserve that version, but you're getting him through the funnel of anxiety. Your anxiety is saying, is he going to mess on me again? Is he going to let me down? It's all negative. Is he da 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 da? If you want to switch that energy around, you know, don't even go from the negativity of, you know, he'd be stupid if he let me go. No. We're not going negative. We're not going negative. We're going, of course he's obsessed with me. Who would it be? He's lucky to have me. Like literally, these are the things that you're saying. He feels blessed to have me. You know, he's lucky to have me. I am a privilege in his life. This is what you relate to him and his energy. And that's what amplifies. Because right now, what's being amplified energetically is the fear. Will I lose him? And you may feel like, wait, but I'm the one that's talking about walking away. It's still a loss. It's still a loss because you're saying he's going to do something that's going to make me walk away. Still a loss. Take all of that out your mind. Nope. He blessed. I'm even looking at him. He lucky, baby. Switch that over, and this will push his, and you'll start relating to him in that lens. And once again, that's what will propel him to not be stupid when it comes to you. I do feel like he's obsessed with me a lot, but also messy and needs therapy. Yeah, and you can still feel that he needs the therapy part, but take out the anxiety surrounding that. And because you know that you hold the keys and the cards, let him be the one to show up and prove. So refocus your energy on you. Like the focus of the energy on you is, you know, like, you know, he better be lucky I ain't found nobody else yet. You know, like it's that type of energy. Do that. And you want to know what? Because I've been doing this too, and it's been super powerful. Do mirror work. Say it in the mirror. Say it in the mirror. Say good stuff in the mirror. Say it in the mirror. And I'm so for real, you're going to watch so many things change. You're going to watch so many things change. But that's what I got for you, Leah. I think I'm about to skedaddle. I don't see anybody else, but I will be back for anybody that's looking for a reading. I'll be back this evening, but I gotta go take care of some stuff. Like, all right, y'all. So I'm gonna take care of some stuff right now, but I'll be back. I'll be back. But I'll see y'all real soon. Check out that reading in the meantime, the pick a card I just dropped. But I'll be back, y'all. He said, I wonder if he gives me a big chunk of that or just pay for things. He said, thanks. Absolutely. All I know is it's money coming your way. I would not disconnect before. Pay me first. Anyway, I'll be back, Leah. I'll be back, y'all.